What up, boxing world? It's your boy LJ. I know it's been a while, but I had to come back and give my take on this this behemoth of a fight that is occurring this weekend between IBF and WBC welterweight champion Errol the Spence Truth Jr. and Danny Swift Garcia. Listen, I'm excited. Y'all can tell I'm excited. It's been over a year since I've posted, and I just want to let y'all know I didn't forget about you all. I had some life things to deal with. Listen, I had a new baby. Had to get through this pandemic that we're still in, going on the second lockdown. But I felt it on my heart just to share my thoughts, and I wanted to give my thoughts and opinions and fight prediction on this huge fight that is occurring tomorrow, December 5th, on Fox pay-per-view at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time between Danny Garcia, who will be trying to collect the belts from Errol Spence Jr. Listen here. This is going to be a great fight, y'all. This is going to be a tremendous fight. I've seen comments, social media posts, and folks are all over the place. I see people stating that Errol Spence is going to destroy Danny. I've seen folks, oh, Danny is going to destroy Spence because Spence isn't the same after the accident. And I've also seen folks saying that it's a 50-50 fight. I'm going to tell you, I more agree with the people who say it's going to be a 50-50 fight because, yes, Errol Spence, over a year ago, he did experience a traumatic accident. He flew out of the front windshield of a Ferrari while he was driving under the influence of something. I believe it was alcohol that he admitted to, but that's neither here nor there. The good Lord spared him, and he came out with no broken bones or anything like that. Like, he had to get, I believe, his teeth fixed or something like that, but still, it could have been a whole lot worse. It should have been a whole lot worse. However, the doctors have cleared him. His trainer, who's been watching him, not train just for a 6 to 8 week camp, but been watching him since he's been cleared. Been watching him slowly make that progression back in the gym. And he said he looks back to the old Errol. Errol Spence Sr. Says that his son is ready. So, and Errol Spence says that he's ready, says that he's 100%. And even if he wasn't at 100%, he said if he was at 70%, he said he would still beat Danny Garcia. Now, I believe that's just, the champ talking his talk. He deserves that. He has the most belts in the welterweight division right now. However, I'm going to take him at his word. I'm going to take Errol Spence at his word. He says he's 100%. His trainer says he's 100%. His dad says he's 100%. So I'm going to take them at their word, man. I'm going to take them at their word. And I fully expect to see the same Spence that we saw, not even in the Sean Porter fight, but the same Spence we saw in the Kell Brook fight. And here's why I believe that, because the Errol Spence that fought Sean Porter, the Errol Spence that fought Ocampos, like he even admitted that he would balloon up in weight. Like he didn't, the money got to him. I believe it was Marvin Hagler said it's hard to wake up at 5 a.m. when you sleeping in silk sheets to run. I believe that Errol Spence, suffered from that a little bit, but he's focused now. He seems focused. He said he moved from downtown Dallas. He moved out to the outskirts of the city, bought him a ranch, and he's just been spending time with his family. He recently brought a son into the world, like myself. So he said that car accident really gave him another chance at life, and he's not gonna spoil it. So he's been in the gym working. I mean, working, not just having a fat boy camp, because he said he would balloon up to upwards of 190 pounds in between fights, because he wouldn't go to the gym until he had a fight to train for. But now he's focused. He's been in the gym 24/7. He looks good. He weighed in today. The welterweight limit is 147. He weighed in at 146.5. And he normally weighs in exactly at the welterweight limit or just under that. So that showed me that he was focused. He had a great camp because he's been in the gym all throughout this year, ever since the doctors cleared him. However, Danny Swift Garcia always comes to fight. Always comes to fight. And he has a tremendous resume with knocking out Amir Khan, knocking out Lucas Matisse when he was considered a beast and nobody really wanted to get in the ring with him. Even Terrence Bud Crawford, he's in my pound for pound top 2 or 3. Even he said that Danny just finds a way to win. Now, he hasn't been as successful in the welterweight division as he has been in previous divisions, but he's still been in top fights. Listen, he lost a closely contested fight to Keith Thurman, and also he lost a closely contested fight to Sean Porter. But everybody who steps in the ring with Danny knows that they're in for a fight. Because Danny, he's from Philadelphia. He has that grit within him. He's not just going to give up. He's not going to quit. And he has a hellacious left hook. I mean, hellacious left hook. So I think that could, I think that his mentality, the fact that he's always been in big fights, I think that he always shows up to fight and he's a tough out for anybody in the division. So I think that's what makes this a sort of 50-50 fight. And he has great timing. He has great power in that left hand. I believe that he has a chance. I believe that he has a chance with that left hand because, Errol Spence, he's a southpaw. And if he stays on the outside and sticks out that jab, that leaves him open for the left hook. It leaves him open for the left hook. So I just believe it's gonna be a highly skilled chess match between Danny and Errol Spence. If I had to come down to it, I would choose Errol the Truth Spence, though, and allow me to explain why. Number one, because he's in great shape. I mean, phenomenal shape. I already pointed out the fact that he weighed in today at 146.5. It shows that he's been dedicated in the gym. Danny came in. He looks good, too. So I don't want anything that I'm attributing to Spence to discount Danny. I'm just telling you why I'm choosing Spence. It's going to be a close fight. I mean, close fight. I'm thinking maybe 7 rounds to 5. 7 rounds to 5, Spence. I believe the first reason that he's going to win is because he's in phenomenal shape. And another reason is because he has the reach advantage. And it's not just by 1 or 2 inches. I want to say it's a significant distance, like 3.5 inches, 4 inches. And Errol Spence, he's at the top of my pound for pound list. I believe he's number 1. And I believe it's because he is such a well-rounded boxer. He showed you in the Mikey Garcia fight that he could box and stay on the outside, and he displayed his defense. He showed you in numerous fights, from Kell Brook to Sean Porter, that he has enough power to take you out. So I believe he knows how to use that range, knows how to use that jab. He knows how to go to the body. And even though we haven't seen Danny Garcia dropped, he has a granite chin. He's taken some hellacious punches. And we haven't seen him hit the ground yet. But I believe none of the boxers that he's faced, that he's taken those punches from, are on the level of Errol Spence. No disrespect to Keith one time, Thurman. No disrespect to Sean Porter. They're all great fighters. I believe they're all elite fighters at the welterweight level. But I just think Spence is on another level right now. I fully expect him to be the same Spence that we saw before. He said he's 100%. So that's why I'm picking him, because he's in great shape, because he knows how to use that range. He has a reach advantage, and he knows how to use it. his ability to go to the body, and just the fact that he's a versatile fighter. He can fight on the outside. He can fight on the inside. He could take you out with his power, or he could beat you on points. Needless to say, he has to watch, because this is boxing, and one fight could change everything. I mean, one punch can change everything. So he does have to be cautious. He can't lean in too much with that jab, because Danny has a tremendous and exceptional left hook. So he can't be reaching with the jab. He has to be on target, on point, and quick with the jab, and not lazy with it. Or else he'll be susceptible to that left hook. Danny, I've seen Danny go to the body too. He's heavy on his feet. So he plants his feet. So he's really turning into those punches. Danny could box, but another disadvantage that Danny has is he's more of a counter puncher. So you have to do the work. And he's gonna react based on what you do. And that could potentially fail him in this fight, because we've seen Errol Spence box and win off points. We've seen him brawl on the inside with Sean Porter. We've seen him do both. We've seen him put a complete performance together. So that could play to Danny's disadvantage if he's just waiting on Spence all night, and Spence being the busier fighter, landing those crisper, cleaner punches, while Danny is just waiting for that perfect shot. He might not get that shot till later in the round, till later in the fight, like maybe the eighth, ninth round. But at that time, if Spence has even powered up the rounds in the beginning of the fight, it could spell trouble for Danny late. Needless to say, even if he does land that perfect shot later in the fight, we don't know how Spence's body will react, especially since him being fresh off the accident. One thing I can say, respect to both fighters, because Errol Spence, he could have chose to fight a tune-up, but he said no. Danny, we were scheduled to fight before the accident. So I'm gonna honor that obligation, and plus I want to show everybody that's been doubting me that it's still the same Errol Spence, but I'm back and I'm better. And I respect Danny for he's trying to come at him. He says that he doesn't think Errol Spence is the same, and he just has that warrior mentality. And he was like, if he says that he's the same, he's gonna have to prove it, because I'm coming at him. So respect to both men. Both men are tremendous fighters. But I got Spence because of him being in tremendous shape, for his ability to use his range, for his ability to go to the body, and just the intestinal fortitude that it takes to fight and come all the way back from a horrific accident like that. I'm ordering the fight tomorrow. I'm having my boys over. Tell me in the comment section who y'all got for this fight, and tell me why. Tell me if you agree with my pick in Spence. I don't think it's going to be a knockout. I think it's going to go to the scorecards. You tell me your prediction. Tell me if you agree with me. Like this video, share, subscribe to the channel. We got way more coming, y'all. All right, peace.